Welcome back, fellow prospectors. Here's another video in our video series. This one is based on workers. Let's get started. If you've been following along in our other series, you will know that in the Prospectors world, you start with 3 workers. Let's get to learn more about them. There's a couple of little icons. The first one is to move your worker, second is to transfer, and the bottom is to locate your worker on the map. Let's take a more in-depth look. If you click on your worker, you'll have the tools at the top left that show which tools you're carrying in your hand. Other characteristics are the owner, the movement speed, load capacity, location, status, and being able to rename your worker. We're going to go ahead and give him the name Fred. Now the second tab is backpack. Here we have a max load capacity of 30 kilograms. It has 8 slots. And at the bottom, you'll see that it has the weight of the tool and the lifetime of the tool. Now, I want to go ahead and change some of the tools I have in my hand. So I'm going to try and move my sledgehammer over. Well, I can't do that because there's no free slot. I have to go and move something out of my hands first into my backpack and then replace it with the tool I want. So that was very easy to equip and unequip tools and change what I have in my hands. Now, tab 3 is the manufacturing. You can manufacture certain materials, which do require materials on hand in your backpack, and you can also make tools with the required materials as well. Something to keep in mind when you're making tools by hand is that they will have a limited lifetime of use. It's a lot less than if you would have gotten it from a tool workshop, for instance. Now I want to transfer some tools between 2 workers. Now, something to keep in mind is you have to have both workers on the same plot at the same time, and then you will have to choose which worker you want to transfer from. You do that by clicking the worker and the transfer icon. So we're going to transfer from Fred to worker 3, and you're having a look at the backpacks, and the equipment is for what's in hand. There's an extra box here. If you happen to own a wagon or own a cart, it would show up there. Now we're going to move the shovel from Fred's backpack to worker 3's backpack. There we go, and it's moved. That was pretty easy, right? Now what if we wanted to move something from Fred's backpack into worker 3's hands, but he's already holding 2 items? Well, it's going to tell us there's no free space. Just like before, we have to move something from his hands out of his hands. So we're going to move it into his backpack. Now something here you'll see is that instead of it saying there's 2 pans, you're going to see 2 separate 1 pans, and that's because their lifetime is different. We're going to replace the pan back into worker 3's hands, and we're also going to go ahead and move the shovel back so they start with the tools that they had. So that was easy, very easy to transfer between 2 workers. Again, they have to be on the same plot at the same time. Now another way to transfer is if a worker's on a plot and you own that plot, you can click the storage. You click the worker and then you choose the tool to move out into storage. You would do this perhaps if you have a full storage and you need to move it out to be able to move things around, or if you were leaving something for another worker behind. This storage is yours, no one can come and take anything from it. Now, how about if we were on a plot that is free? Well, there's some things on this plot and I want to go ahead and move it into my backpack. There you go. That goes the same though if you happen to put something on a free plot, someone can come and take it. Now, the only thing here is my backpack is now full. And I want to move this tool out of my hands. Well, I can't do that because there's no free space. Now I happen to be at a plot where my backpack's full and I want to change tools. Well, I'm going to have to drop something. I don't have an option here. So I'm going to go and put it into storage. Yes, I will lose it. I'm not going to be able to get it back. The only reason you really want to do this is if you have something useless in your backpack or you seem to be very far away from home and don't want to deal with the travel time. Just know you won't get your items back. Now I do have a full backpack and I'm back on this free lot and I found some wood that I want to mine. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. Now when I go to mine it, you're going to see a couple of things. One worker here has just red, which means it doesn't have the required tools, but he could mine by hand. Fred here, who's on the plot, has the required tools, so the hand option is not there. So I'm going to go ahead and ask him to go to work with those tools. Just a couple of minutes worth of work, and I'm told there's no free space. What happened here is that my backpack is full, and anything that you mine on a free space gets stored in your backpack, so I cannot mine it, unfortunately. Now, when it does come to working, you must know that all workers can work a maximum of 300 minutes without a break. So that's going to be where you're kind of limited in terms of mining and working. Now here I have enough wood in my backpack in order to manufacture something. So if you click on the wood beam, you'll notice I have enough wood and the manufacturing time, and I'm going to go ahead and manufacture. I was able to do this because it's using the exact amount of wood. As you see here, it has now taken the wood off and replaced it with what will be the wood beam. If you had too much wood, it would say that you would not have any free space and you'd have to reduce it. That's it for today. I hope you learned more about our workers and all our options with them. And tune in next time for another video that will teach you even more. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all the latest videos. This video was narrated by Jenny of EOS Very Cool.